Greetings and welcome to another impressions video here at Words About Games, and today we're going to be looking at Below. Below is a game I've been waiting for a very long time, having eagerly awaited its release since its first showing at E3 back in 2013. When games have an extended period of development such as this, it can be easy to fall into the trap of building certain expectations for it as you fill the gaps in communication that sometimes stretch for years at a time. The danger in that is in the game eventually releasing and being nothing like the one you built up in your head, such as everyone surprised that Cuphead was initially meant to be a boss rush game. For better or worse, Below is more or less exactly the game I imagined it would be all these years. Below is a dungeon crawler focused on exploration and danger. You take the role of an unnamed and incredibly fragile dungeon delver who arrives on a nondescript island and begins exploring the expansive depths below. You'll journey downward, facing ever-increasing danger from all manner of things as you explore for reasons unknown. As well as the various monsters that are trying to kill you, you'll need to be mindful of various survival meters, such as hunger, thirst, and warmth, ensuring you're constantly under pressure for one reason or another as you explore. These survival meters are a bother. I've played very few games where they're anything but. Every step you take in Below costs something, and it can be frustrating to have to curtail your exploration of these magnificent environments to backtrack in the hope of finding food or water to ensure you don't drop dead and get sent back to the top of the island, especially in the early portion of the game when you're still trying to figure out what the hell you're doing. There are so many things to be mindful of that you can feel constantly harassed by something that needs attention, drawing focus away from the most sublime parts of the game. Exploration is the key to your survival in Below's unforgiving connected dungeon. For example, right at the beginning of your journey is a well-hidden path that leads you to a spear, a vital weapon that lets you catch fish, which can net you a lot of meat to create portions and food to keep your survival meters topped up. Miss it, and you'll be scrambling for enough food to keep yourself alive. Teasing out Below's secrets isn't easy, but is absolutely vital to your continued survival. But with thirst and hunger meters hounding your every step, taking the time to explore every nook and cranny of the game's levels can be punishing if you don't find anything. The theme of exploration even bleeds into Below's combat and crafting mechanics, with both requiring players to experiment, offering no guidance whatsoever. This works better for crafting, where you can mash together the various items you find in the world to make potions, food, bandages, upgraded arrows, and so much more. It's fun figuring out what combinations of items create what, noting down recipes for future use. Combat itself is fine once you get the hang of it. Dodge, block, attack, it's nothing particularly special or noteworthy, although figuring out certain moves is a bit annoying since the game doesn't give you any hints whatsoever. Even without the added incentive of scrounging for food, this is a world that begs to be explored. Below trades a narrative for a beautifully orchestrated atmosphere. The visuals, particularly the zoomed tilt-shift perspective that makes the world feel huge around your tiny protagonist, are gorgeous. Paired with the brilliantly evocative soundtrack and the stunningly well-realized sound design, and you'll want to explore every inch of the wonderful world Capybara have created. There are no quest markers, no narrative threads, and no NPCs telling you to go that way, but Below gives you a genuine pull to see what's through the next door, and there's a genuine sense of satisfaction from finding a shortcut or a hidden secret. It's a testament to how well the game's world is presented that, despite everything, I still want to see what's next. That urge has mostly been beaten out of me, however, by some incredibly ill-advised death mechanics. Meeting your untimely end in Below will see you deposited back at the starting point as a new adventurer. While all the shortcuts you found are still open, and you can spend bits dropped by enemies to create a one-way, single-use fast travel point at a campfire, all your gear and items are stored in your corpse, including your lantern, which is something you don't want to be without. While you can craft torches to see in the dark, the lantern also highlights traps, some of which are well hidden and instant death. It also opens secret doors, and is even used as a mechanic against what could be considered boss fights. If you lose it in the wrong place, you're potentially looking at hours of frustrating grinding to get it back. Even dying a second time won't move the lantern to your new corpse, and even when you reach it, it'll be surrounded by a dozen or more enemies, and the chances are all your best gear is still on the corpse, now being camped by a small horde of monsters. Despite all of the quirks I mentioned earlier, I was still entranced by Below, but the spell was well and truly broken when I died in an inconvenient place, forced to throw myself against an unfairly punishing gauntlet just to try and get back the stuff I'd worked hours to get. It's a damn shame too, because my first few hours with Below felt almost magical. Despite the near constant annoyance of the various survival mechanics, I was enraptured by this world, eager to explore every dark corner to find everything it was trying to keep hidden from me. Then I died in the wrong place and it all fell apart. Below was no longer a game of patient exploration, but one of constant, painful frustration, robbed of items that were key to my survival. At that point, the game felt too much like hard work, as all the enjoyment I had been feeling was drained away, and my patience simply ran out. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you've enjoyed it, please keep it here at Words About Games. We've got tons of content, including our weekly podcast, more impressions videos, patch notes, and our weekly indie game of the week. We also stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. And most importantly, have a great day.